The Fallout show is an apocalypse of complete excess, and the Season 2 finale fight of Maximus taking on a dozen Deathclaws by himself, just wearing power armor, dwarfs the famous scene from They Live where Roddy Piper's trying to get his friend to wear glasses so you can see the aliens around you. It dwarfs that scene by twice as much. It's a 12-minute long fight scene of Deathclaw after Deathclaw after Deathclaw. So when we're getting to an excess like this, what we're dealing with is the thing we're most resistant to ourselves, our own psychic structure, basically. The thing that we can't really fully look at. So, it's not just here's spectacle, here's something comic. What we're getting to is our own structure. That's what the point of that kind of excess is. I'm Nicholas Crawford. I wrote The Apocalypse, Where We've Made It Dark, and I've been covering the Fallout show as philosophy. And the question that's being fought over here is, who are we? Maximus is fighting to defend the people of Freeside, and the people in Fallout, like the regular people, are a unique sort of not worth fighting for. And the characters of Lucy and Maximus are the ones taking the stand to say, no, you are worth fighting for. And it's their actions that redeem the people around them. So while the rest of the Fallout universe is full of people who are just dog eat dog, the best that you can hope for in a place like Freeside is people who do not care, who are not unified by anything at all. So we're getting to a point of humanity that's not a zero-level state of being engaged with the world, but something beneath it, something less than human. So this is in philosophy called the Muselman, or the person in the concentration camp, someone for whom bare life is the most you can possibly hope for, and even then it's hopeless. So not this is who we are at our core, but this is the most that humanity can be brought down to. This point where terrible things are happening around you and you don't respond. You're lifeless. So humanity brought down to this very low level is beneath politics. It's beneath the zero level from which we can engage the world. We're not able to engage each other. There's no universality. There's no response when the person next to you is unalived. So we're less than human in this very low state. And we see this in Freeside when the ghoul falls down and gets impaled and he's left stuck on the street while people walk around and don't respond to him at all. It's pointedly the super mutant who's introduced here who comes to save the ghoul. It's not the people of Freeside themselves. So what this person is called, this person who's beneath being a political agent, who doesn't respond to the person who's impaled next to him. This is called homo sacer, the life that may be forfeited, that doesn't count, that's not counted. And here in Fallout, in Freeside, we're not getting homo sacer, we're getting homo gambler, the person whose life is about to be forfeited when Maximus loses to the Deathclaws, and they know they're going to be unalive, but they got to gamble anyway. So gambling is their one nugget, their one formation of being a human. They live next to Vegas, and they can still gamble, right? That's what you do with your last breath. So when the people are trapped, they're betting against the person who's going to save their life. So the hope for winning in your own demise is the comic moment there. But it does lead to a breaking out. Maximus's friend, who's literally falling apart, bets everything on Maximus and goes out to help him against the Deathclaws. And one person is inspired by Maximus's brave fight to actually defend his town. And it's this victory, changing the heart of one person, that makes the whole town redeemable, and then the NCR swoops in and saves the day to end the fight. NCR being the political organization that can actually unify and put structure into a post-apocalyptic town. And what we've hit on to get to this point is Maximus's core fantasy. His world ends, he is saved by someone in power armor, he wants to become the person in power armor. Because Maximus's core question in the Fallout show is, can one be the man in the post-apocalypse? How does your clinging to the fantasy of being in the power armor and standing against the horrors of the world, how does that call people around you to do the same, to give them structure that they can cling on to just as well? And so with the Brotherhood, we've gone through that structure, we've seen its frailties through, and how it's incapable of defending the people, and we've given it up. We get to a new power armor and we give up the MacGuffin, most powerful thing in the world, cold fusion, to get that power armor, and we cling to that fantasy, that structure, to its utter collapse. So we don't just fight one Deathclaw, we fight all of them. We clear the world of a undoing violence. And what this opens us to is a new threat, a new kind of violence. The Legion is now approaching. So it's frying pan fire, but we now have the structure. We've now built and earned the structure of both the NCR and the formation of the revolutionary couple, with Lucy and Maximus now reunited together after the whole second season's end. We don't know what they're going to do, though they're standing right next to Robert House, but they are ready to properly face the world. And so we've clung to the power armor radically to the point that we no longer need it. The power armor is in the people, in the structure of the NCR and the willingness to stand against forces like the Legion, against a slew of Deathclaws. It's only by clinging to that fantasy that we actually make it a reality, that we actually change the world around us. And that's the wonderful thing about this show. And very pointedly, our teaser for next season, we see the Brotherhood in shambles, and their last solution is to purify the soldier in the power armor. You know, how Maximus was the problem that undid all of the Brotherhood. They purify the power armor and get just a robot of Liberty Prime. We're going to fix the soldier by getting rid of the soldier. And it's the same continuation of this post-apocalyptic subject, and like, how do you work with this material, how humanity is this thing that you can't mobilize. So that tension is going to carry through to season 3. So it'll be fun to see.